Hey guys, welcome to today's lesson. So for today we're going to make a very basic game where our sprite walks around the screen and he has the option of going into one of two doors. Whenever the sprite goes into one of those doors, the backdrop should change. Together with that, the costume of the sprite should change as well, and perhaps you can add some sound effects and some dialogue and music as well. Right, so let's get into this. The first thing we want to do is just code the basic movement for our sprite. So I'm going to say when the up arrow key is pressed, change Y by 10, duplicate this. When the down arrow key is pressed, change Y by minus 10. When the, let's see, when the right arrow key is pressed, change X by 10. And when the left arrow key is pressed, change X by minus 10. Now let's quickly have a look if this works. Up, down, left, right, and so forth. Brilliant. Now the next thing we want to do is basically change the backdrop. So just edit the current backdrop and add two more backdrops. I click on stage and I click on backdrops. And the first thing I want to do in here, I basically want to draw the two doors that the sprite has the option of moving through. Make sure you are in this screen. Do not click on convert to bitmap. We're not working in bitmaps. Convert to vector. We're busy with vectors. It's a lesson for another day. So I choose the rectangle over here. I'm going to choose my first door color to be green. Let's choose a nice green. Right, there we go. I make sure that I've got no outline color chosen because it's not going to work. Well, it should work, but it might give you some issues if there is an outline. So for today, let's just keep it simple. Draw a door over there and it's green. Change your color. I'm going to make the second door red. Oh, goodness me. Let's draw the first door. There we go. Okay, let's go here and change the color to red. And let's draw a second door over here, the red door. Let's maybe add two doorknobs on here as well. There's the first and there's the second. Right, it's very important that the doors are small enough that whenever you start on the stage, this sprite of yours is not touching one of the doors. There needs to be room for him to move around. Okay, so let's get back to the code. You click on sprite to make sure that I'm in the sprite's code. Now I'm going to do the following. Basically, the game will start whenever I press this green go button. So I'm going to go to events when this green flag is clicked. I'm going to run in a forever loop. So forever, do the following. If, and we're saying, okay, if you touch the green door, change the backdrop. If you touch the red door, change the backdrop as well. Obviously, I need to create the two other backdrops. So let's go back to backdrops again. And let's choose two backdrops. I'm going to choose a happy backdrop. And I'm also going to choose maybe a not so happy or a, I want to say scary backdrop, but just something that's perhaps not preferable. Okay. There we go. So click on backdrop 1, go back to the code, click on your sprite to view the sprite's code. I'm going to say the following. Okay, sensing. If touching color, and I'm going to change the color by choosing the color picker tool and selecting the green door that chooses the green color. Then I know that this color green matches exactly with this color because I chose it from my backdrop. Otherwise, if it just changes and the color is off by a little bit, the code will not run. When I touch if I touch the green color, what needs to happen? I need to switch backdrops to the happy color, which will be colorful city. I can duplicate this code as well, and I'm going to say if I touch the color picker and go choose the red color, Change the color to woods. Right. Now, obviously, before I run this, I need a way to get back to the main backdrop as well, because otherwise I switch to the other backdrop, but I've got no way of coming back here. So I'm going to make it so that when I press the space bar, my sprite moves back to the original starting point, and the backdrop, after moving back to the original starting point, the backdrop changes back to backdrop number one. So let's go and say events when the space key is pressed. Let's see if you can see that. When the space key is pressed, first of all, I place the sprite where I want him. This is x8, y minus 107. I'm going to say go to x8, y minus 107, and looks, switch the backdrop to backdrop 1. Right, let's see if this works. I move around the screen whenever I touch the green. I'm in the new place. I can run around, walk around, and whenever I press spacebar, he goes back. And when I touch the red door, he's back in the scary woods. And then when I press the spacebar, he goes back to where he started. Right, so this seems to be working perfectly. If you've come this far, guys, well done. This is already the basics of what you need for this whole thing to work. Make sure you give your assignment a name. I chose mine. I just call it Picador, and click on Save Now to make sure that I'm saving the project. There we go. In video 2, we'll expand on this a bit further.